Hello, this is my book haul for the second half of August. I probably bought a few I shouldn't have done this month, but I'll get going. And there's quite a lot of hardcovers this month, so I'm going to start with those. I have mentioned before there's a charity shop I know that does 2 books for £1, and I went in there struggling to find anything, and I spotted this. It's a young adult book, but it is signed and it's a first printing, and it's in generally quite nice condition. So 2 books for £1, I thought it was worthwhile to get that. But they only had one other book in the series, and that was a paperback, which is book 1. So I thought I will get that as well. Maybe I'll try reading it and see what I think of the series, decide whether it's worth reading. And oddly enough, the very next charity shop I went in, I haven't removed the labels yet, was this one, £1.49 in an Oxfam, also a first and also signed. So I thought, well, I've got one, I might as well get a second. So if anyone knows anything about those kids or young adult books, let me know in the comments. Carrying on, I bought the illustrated version of Neverwhere, illustrated by Chris Riddell. It's a first printing, and it was inscribed by Chris Riddell. So I did and ah, because this was £4.99, but I decided I would go with it. I have a few signed by Chris Riddell. They're not particularly difficult to find, but I thought it was probably just worth it and virtually as new. Next, before I show you a book from this month's haul, I'll show you a book I picked up about probably 2 years ago, which was this. I got that right? Strange Tales from the Strand, with people like Arthur Conan Doyle, H.G. Wells. I thought it was interesting and virtually like new, so I thought I would get it. And this month, when I was out at a charity shop, which I try to visit regularly, they had a sale, which they do perhaps a couple of times a year, and I spotted this, a matching volume, Detective Stories from the Strand. Again, almost like new, though there was a name written inside the front board, the inside of the front board, but generally lovely condition, and I thought they would make a nice pair. As it was only £1, it seemed worthwhile. Next, now this was a little bit dearer, J.R.R. Tolkien, The Fall of Numenor. This cost me £12. I was unsure whether that was good value, but I did note it was illustrated by Alan Lee, and it looks to be a nice copy, virtually as new, so I got that. Next is one I already have. It might be better than my copy, I don't know. It was £2. The day I found this, it was the only book I'd managed to find, so I thought I would get it anyway. That's Artemis. Again, first printing, generally nice condition. Probably the weakest of the 3 books by Andy Weir that I've read, but I thought I would take a chance at £2. Next one that seems moderately uncommon. Hint very slight hints of foxing, but it's this. The Dark Descent, Volume 1, The Colour of Evil. And quite a stunning range of contributors. It's an anthology, so it's got Robert Aikman, Robert Bloch, Ray Bradbury. And I mean, if you want to freeze it, you can read the other people included in this volume. It's a Granada edition, and I think that was £2 or £2.50, I don't remember exactly. Next, the one book that I bought new, which is the next novel in the Rivers of London series, Stone and Sky. It's a signed copy, cost me £18. So I have most of the other books signed in that series, so I thought I would get that. And that was from Forbidden Planet. Next is one I probably shouldn't have bought, because I already have a signed copy, and that's Chasing the Stars by Mallory Blackman. It is a signed first printing, cost £2. One of those with a bound-in sheet. And the last hardback I will show you, which I was in two minds because I don't normally buy second printings, but it's an author who I've heard good things about. I haven't read anything by him, and it's by Ted Chiang, Exhalation. Second printing. From what I can gather, even as a second printing, it was well worth the £2 that I paid for it. So that covers my hardbacks. I'll now go on to my paperbacks. Next, I'm going to show you the 3 in one go. 3 books by Rachel Caine. They are a library series, and that one doesn't say which one it is. Sorry about that. But I think it is a library series. There are 4 books in the series. I couldn't remember. I knew I had one, so I bought these 3. I don't often see these books. Unfortunately, I've duplicated the one I already had. So that's 3 paperbacks. Another couple I picked up purely as reading copies because they're in lovely condition, but they are reprints, I believe. 2 by J. Christoph. So I picked these up. They were £1 each. I thought it was worth getting them so that I have a couple that I can use as reading copies. I have the hardbacks myself. Carrying on. Another charity shop. I found this one, The Sea Sword by Adrienne Martine Barnes. Now I have the UK edition in rather poor condition. I think there are 4 in this series. I've got 3 of them, with a mixture of UK and US editions. But this is very nice condition, if a bit tanned on the pages. So I thought that was worth getting. That was £2. Next is Glass by Stephen Palmer. This I picked up free from a station waiting room. I'm only aware of one other book by this author, and that was Memory Seed, which I have, but I didn't have this, so as a free book I thought I might as well have it. Next, another couple of books I paid £1 each for. These are As New. 2 books by William Dietz. Again, I knew I had some of the set. As far as I know, this is a trilogy. I bought books 2 and 3, and I was missing book 3. So I was very pleased with that. And it means I'll have a duplicate of book 2. Okay, the next one I got was, I took a chance, but it looks as though it's a good buy because it does appear to be quite scarce. And it's this, The Best of Rod Serling's Twilight Zone scripts. Lovely condition. And from what I could see searching the internet, the cheapest ones available seem to be from £50 up. This one cost me £2.50. So I thought that was a good buy. I mean, I did watch many of the Twilight Zone episodes many years ago. I have the 3-door paperbacks based on the Twilight Zone, and I've got 3 other paperbacks. I think they were American editions as well, based on the Twilight Zone. So, and I think also I have somewhere some DVDs, though not the full series. So I thought that was too good to resist, and when I researched it when I got home, it looks as though it's a bargain. Next was a book I ummed and ahed about, but it was only 50p. It's The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, which was the second book in the Hitchhikers series. This is in nice condition, it's not faded. There is a very faint spine crease and 1 or 2 marks, but this was 50p. Probably it's a sort of £5 book as a first printing, so I was pleased with that. And finally, I've mentioned before that once a month I meet up with some friends who collect science fiction, one of whom is gradually parting with some of his books, not all, and he's still buying, but he found another Dennis Wheatley Library of the Occult book for me. And this one is number 8? Yeah, number 8, The Witch of Prague by Marion Crawford. From what I've read, this does seem to be one of the better, more quality books in the series, and it's in lovely condition. As before, maybe a slight amount of spine fading, but generally in lovely condition. He also found another copy of this, The Ghost Pirates. So we emailed beforehand, so I took my copy along and swapped it for this, which is a slightly better one. And finally, he asked me whether I was interested in any James White, because he knew I collected them. And one of the books I've been trying to get a nicer copy of for many years is this, Hospital Station. Sorry about the bag, I'm going to replace the bag at some stage. And this is generally in much nicer condition than the copy I had. And again, I took my copy along and I swapped it with him for this one. My one also had the British 3 and 6penny price label on the front, but otherwise mine had a reading crease, a slight spine crease. This one doesn't appear to have any creasing and is better. So I was very pleased to upgrade that. So quite a lot of books. Generally, I was quite pleased with this month's collection. Thank you. That's all.